it up. Now let's go ahead and do a little bit of a speed comparison between them. The iPhone XS has that Apple A12 Bionic chip, hex-core CPU with 4 gigabytes of RAM on each of the models there. With the iPhone 11, on the other hand, has that Apple A14 Bionic chip with 4 gigabytes of RAM on each model. So let's go and see which one is the faster phone between these two. Okay, now that we're back, let me go ahead and clear out all these apps in the background, which should only take 2 seconds. Now I have the iPhone 12 on the right, as you guys may be able to see, and I have the iPhone XS on the left. So let's start loading these bad boys up. Let's do phone calls, 3, 2, 1. And both were about the same, not a big difference. Safari, let's just load it up. And both loaded up Apple, and a couple of different things on both scrolling through. They both have a couple of different panels on them for sure, but let me go ahead and refresh these pages. And as you can see, they're about the same. Scrolling through, they're about the same. Maybe I don't really think one is way better than the other one here. Music 3, 2, 1. And about the same here too. This one does have to load up this one, which kind of takes a while. I don't know why. App Store 3, 2, 1. And probably the 12 was a little bit faster there, as you guys saw. But the iPhone XS was still pretty much right behind it. And the iPhone XS, I think, is doing a pretty good job for the most part. Scrolling speeds, you can see the 12 is pretty much doing better there. Now, as usual, I have a bunch of these third-party apps that we can go ahead and get into. We can do something like Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And it'd probably be that the 12 is faster. As you can see, the 12 is noticeably faster so far. The XS definitely taking its time for sure, but definitely not a bad thing. But again, the XS came out in 2018. I would be more surprised if the 12 was slower than the XS. And as you can see, as expected, the iPhone 12 was faster than the iPhone XS. Getting into some gameplay, I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to see that the 12 and XS are probably going to be around the same here. It's not a super intensive game here, so let's let this one slide. We can do BOFA 3, 2, 1. And definitely the iPhone 12 is faster. XS shortly behind it. Dropbox 3, 2, 1. 12 faster, XS behind it. Quizlet 3, 2, 1. Again, 12 is faster, XS behind it. We can do Netflix 3, 2, 1. And I think the 12 was slightly faster, but the XS was right behind that one. Snake versus Blocks 3, 2, 1. And you can see again the iPhone 12 was the faster one. And I'm seeing a reoccurring trend here, which is really good. This is what I love seeing for these type of devices. I want the newer one to be faster. Maybe some people think I want it to be the opposite. That's not the case at all. We can do thank you. 3, 2, 1. I want the newer devices to be faster because I'm spending more money on them basically. With the iPhone 12 here, it was faster. iPhone X is a little bit behind, What I'll say is with the iPhone 12, it's definitely holding its own. I don't think it's a horrible device or anything like that. The iPhone 12 is doing perfectly fine. Stack 3, 2, 1. I was sometimes, I've seen some cases where older phones are a little bit, sometimes maybe faster than the newer ones. And for this case, with these batch of iPhones, it seems not to necessarily be the case. I've been seeing more times than not the newer ones being noticeably faster. And with a phone like the XS, even though it's not the predecessor, it's the predecessor's predecessor, and it's really cool to see the differences here. We do Fruit Ninja 3, 2, 1. Hopefully we don't have a pop-up here, which I feel like we probably are. I guess not. And the 12 was definitely faster there. The iPhone XS was noticeably behind it for sure. Facebook 3, 2, 1. It's a pretty basic app. 12 was able to load into it. Twitter 3, 2, 1. Pretty basic one too. We're already into it. Let's do Instagram 3, 2, 1. About the same there too for sure. Paper.io 2, 3, 2, 1. And the 12 was faster, followed by the iPhone XS. I almost called it the iPhone 11. And you can see they're about the same here too. Not a really big gaming difference. Maybe the 12 is a little bit smoother there, but I'll let you guys kind of be the judge in this case. And we can end it off with Road Racing 3, 3, 2, 1. We may have to download it on the iPhone XS. If that's the case, then I'll probably still give the edge to the iPhone 12. A little bit of a hiccup right there for the XS, but I guess we'll be able to see what happens very shortly. The iPhone 12 is the faster one, as you guys can see. The iPhone XS is still loading, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's an older device, it's expected. But I'll probably just say the iPhone 12 is the faster one. I don't know if I want to wait this long for this just to even get into the downloading panel. So that one, we'll just say in terms of speed, the iPhone 12 is definitely the faster one, that's for sure. And if you're going from an iPhone XS to an iPhone 12, you're definitely going to see an improvement in the speed department for sure in terms of RAM management. So RAM management should to theoretically be better on a phone like this. And so far, that's kind of what I'm seeing. I haven't really seen either phone hiccup at all, which is kind of what I'm looking for. So that's a really, really very important thing. Anytime I see a device like this, and right there, was it just me or did the iPhone 12 actually hiccup? And I actually take that back. You have the same amount of RAM on both these devices. I thought this was the iPhone 12 Pro for some reason. You have the same amount of RAM on both these devices, and I just saw that the iPhone 12 actually restarted there, which was very weird. And I want to see if I can replicate that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to try one more time. And if it does, then we're going to have a huge problem. Okay, both look about the same. Let's go into the next one. Okay, this one restarted. So maybe it was just a one-time thing. I think more times than not, the iPhone 12 is probably the better one. I will do a full speed comparison at some point. As you can see, the iPhone 10 is restarted too, so maybe it was just that one app. But that pretty much covers it up in the speed comparison.